In our scrambling, hyper-connected world, real communication is being replaced by characters on a screen. As spouses, we want to be heard and understood, but we often don't have the patience to listen. To be more effective communicators and listeners, it's vital for us to revisit the basis of marriage in Islam, the divinely ordained paradigms of love and mercy.
It's really important for married couples to constantly go back to this verse in Surah Al-Rum, where Allah tells us that tranquility is the basis of the marriage, litaskunu ilayha, and that mawadda and rahma, love and mercy, is the basis of the relationship.
Love and mercy is not some abstract fantasy, but rather it is a reality that is lived in the relationship. How? By expressions of love.
And being merciful means you really care about the individual. You want to solve the problem.
Be merciful to those on earth, and the Lord of the heavens will be merciful to you. It's not just think merciful thoughts, right? It's be merciful.
A tangible sign of mercy is how we listen to our partners. When our partners feel we're genuinely interested in their hopes and concerns, they feel appreciated and accepted. This allows our partners to give greater importance to our perspectives.
Ask your husband, ask your wife about their day and what happened, and to listen with attention, with care.
Listening to things that even you may not think are important, but are important to the other person. So sometimes, for example, men get frustrated because women talk about things that men are just not interested in. So she's talking about something that he may consider silly or may he consider insignificant.
This is investing in your relationship, right? It's investing in your relationship. It strengthens your relationship, because if you care about the things that your spouse is concerned about, then they will care about the things that you're concerned about.
And then she just laughed it off. I mean, I can't believe how rude she can be sometimes.
I'm sorry to put up with all that. That must have been hard to take.
Yeah, and it bugs you even more when it's somebody you related to.
So what did you end up doing?
Nothing. I just pretended like it was a joke and laughed it off, changed the subject.
Wow. Not everybody would have acted so maturely.
Seriously?
Seriously, I mean, taking the high road like that? It's impressive.
Oh. Well, I guess you're not the luckiest guy in the world for nothing.
Make comments that show that you've heard what she said and that you realize that it's important to her.
And if nothing else, it is pleasing to Allah, right? Because it is merciful or granted mercy by the All-Merciful.
When you feel like everyone outside may be against you, when you come home, you know that that person at home is going to support you. You know that that person at home is going to understand you when nobody else can.
A sublime model of mercy, of listening and working through problems exists in the life example of Prophet Muhammad alayhi salam.
If someone addressed him, he would turn completely, both physically, but also with his attention. If someone talked to him about a matter, he wouldn't interrupt them. He would ask them follow-up questions.
The Prophet, peace be upon him, used to be quiet frequently. He would listen. And as people started to describe things, he would listen to them, and then he would say something after he thought about what he was saying.
And he expressed so much care in his dealings with others that everyone who dealt with him thought that they were the most special person to the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him.
The prophetic way is to reach a good solution. And sometimes that solution means that you speak the truth, and this is what the Prophet said, speak the truth even if it's against yourself. So the real prophetic understanding is, if I am wrong, I'm strong enough to say, you are correct, you are my wife, you are correct, and I am wrong.
When arguments arise, it's important to look beyond what is being said and try to examine the reason why our partners may be feeling negatively.
When you're listening to your partner talk, go beyond what they're saying. Don't just listen to the words and take their words and interpret it from your own frame of reference. Trying to take a fresh look at what you're hearing not assume that you actually know.
It ought to always be in a question as to, is this what you said? Have I heard that right?
Try and look at it. How do they see it? Knowing what your partner's like and how they feel. How do they really feel, and empathize with that.
And that takes care of two things at the same time. One is that any negative feeling that that individual had will all dissipate simply because this individual is now saying, please tell me, I've understood what you are asking. And it also makes it simple to do the things what the other person is saying.
It's not necessarily about the logic of who's right or wrong. It's about how people feel.
The final goal is that we will resolve this problem. It's not that we're going to break up. So it'll be a win-win situation. It may be difficult, but ultimately at the end, it's a positive solution. It's a positive end.